Well done, guys. So now we are going to be talking about bearing and vector resolution. So if we are talking about bearing and vector resolution, we have to be used with some system of bearing. The first thing we have to notice is that we have our knots to go up like this. East goes to the right, west goes to the left, and south goes down. This is what north, east, west, south. Now, but if you have something like maybe you have southeast, southwest, east, south, anyhow like that. So let me just use one particular example for those kind. If you have something like southeast, what does southeast means? Southeast simply means it is found between what? South and east. If it is northeast, it is found between north and east. If it is southwest, it is found between south and west. We can also have the other form of north of east, east of north. Now, if you're talking about north of east, you don't need to stress yourself too much. You just have to change the expression to something like north from east. Just change this off to from. North of east simply means north from east. So, guys, let us reason this. If we say north from east, this simply means that it is coming from where? East. It is coming from where? East. So that is why your north of east, which is something as north from east, is going to be identified or indicated as this. So the angle will be from east. The angle will be coming from east because it says north from east. So firstly, it will be between north and east. Secondly, the angle will be at what? It will be towards the what? It will be from east like this. So if it is east of north, to east from north, so the angle will be here, that is from north. And if it is west of north, this simply means you can also change it to west from north. This simply means the angle is coming from where? From north, and it is going to the east. So that is why it will form between north and west. So it will be, the angle will be here. So this angle is representing what? West from north. That is, it is coming from north. It is coming from north. I'm coming from this way you are coming from. So the angle will be here. And if it is something like north of west, you don't get it to north from west. And this simply means that north from west, this simply means the angle is coming from where? From west. Not from west. That is, north is coming from west. So the angle will be from west. So that is that, guys. You have to understand this very well before we move on to what? Application. So let us look at the other form we can have. Guys, in this particular case, we have north 30 degree east versus 30 degree north of east. Listen, guys, let me explain. You know, they are both, these angles, they are both found between north and east. So let us draw the Cartesian point as this. Draw this. So this is north, east, west, south. For this also, draw north, east, west, south. Now let me deal with the first one, which is north 30 degree east. This simply means that the first thing that comes first is what? North. Everybody, after the north, what's the next thing? 30 degree. This simply means that the angle will be between here. So since we say north, the next thing after north is what? 30 degree. So this will be what? 30 degree east. So this is north 30 degree east. Do you get that? Now, but if we are not talking about 30 degree north of east, 30 degree north of east, listen, this simply means that firstly, this 30 degree is found between north and east. So this simply means it will be something here. Now, north of east, I already told you that you are going to change that off to from. So you are going to turn it to north from east. This simply means that this 30 degree is coming from where? East. Not from east. This 30 degree is coming from east. So this simply means that here will be the what? 30 degree. You can say that north 30 degree east is actually different from what? 30 degree north of east. Do you get that, guys? Okay. So guys, try this theory. North 30 degree west versus 30 degree north of west. South 30 degree east versus 30 degree south of east. South 60 degree west versus 60 degree south of east. So let us see some examples under this aspect. So guys, in this example, the question is that a hiker begins a trip by first walking 2,500 meters southeast from her base camp. On the second day, she walks 4,000 meters in a direction 75 degrees north of east, at which she discovers a forest ranger tower. Determine the magnitude and direction of the total displacement. So we are going to write solution. In this particular question, we will just draw our Cartesian point like this. So don't forget, this is north, this is east, this is west, this is south. So the first time she walked 2,500 meters southeast. This simply means it is fall between south and east. That is 2,500 meters southeast. So you know this is, you are not given a particular angle for this 2,500 meters southeast, but you are going to know that this is angle 90. This is angle 90. Then this will be 45 degree. This will also be what? 45 degree. So we will just consider one of these 45 degree, and the only 45 degree we are going to consider out of these two is the one that is going to the what? Horizontal. Okay, so we are going to erase this. So on the second day, she walks 4,000 meters in a direction 75 degree north of east. You just remember that 75 degree north of east simply means 75 degree north from east. This simply means that the 75 degree will be coming from east. So this will be your what? 75 degree. So 75 degree north from east. So this is representing 75 degree north from east. So that is that, guys. Now, after this, after we've drawn the vector diagram like this, we will now what? We will now apply the steps involving in what? In doing the steps involving in doing the magnitude and direction for 3 or 2 or more vectors. So the first thing we are going to do now is that we are going to indicate the positive y-axis, positive x-axis, negative y-axis, negative x-axis. So this will be positive y-axis, negative y-axis, positive x-axis, negative x-axis. Let me put it inside the brackets, inside circle like this. So after we've done this, we are going to convert all angles to what? Horizontal. So we are going to check how many angles are we having in this question. We only have 2 angles in this question. The first angle is 75 degree. The second angle is what? 45 degree. So these 2 angles are already to the what? Horizontal. So I don't have to stress myself. Then the next thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to draw this. I'm going to write force here. Forces. Here, horizontal direction. Then here, vertical direction. So I'm going to draw something like this. So I'm going to look at the question. How many forces am I having? So the first force I have here is 2,500 meters. The first force is 2,500 meters. 2,500 meters. Why the second force is 4,000 meters? So this one should be 4,000 meters. 4,000 meters. 4,000 meters. Then I'm going to resolve to the horizontal and to the what? Vertical. So guys, you know, whenever I'm resolving to the horizontal direction, I'm to be taking cos. If I'm resolving to the vertical direction, I'm to be taking sine. So this 2,500 meters, which is here, I'm going to resolve to the horizontal and to the vertical. So if I'm resolving to the horizontal, I'm going to write 2,500 2,500 cos. Now, what is the angle to the horizontal? That is what? 45. Cos 45. I will now check that. Is it going to the plus horizontal or negative horizontal? You're going to say that it's going to the plus horizontal. So I'm going to place plus here. I will also resolve to the vertical. So while resolving to the vertical, I'm going to be taking sine. So this will be 2,500 sine. What is the angle also? 45. So I will now check. Is it going to the positive vertical or negative vertical? It is going to the negative vertical. So this will be minus. Now, I will also do the same for 4,000 meters. 4,000 meters. I'm going to resolve to the horizontal and to the vertical. So I'm going to resolve to the horizontal and to the vertical. So while resolving to the horizontal, it will be 4,000 cos. What is the angle? That is what? 75. And is it going to the positive horizontal or negative? It is going to the positive horizontal. I'm going to resolve it to the positive horizontal. So here it will be plus. I will also resolve to the vertical. So that will be 4,000 sine. To the vertical, the angle will still be 75. So I will now check. Is it going to the positive vertical or negative? It's going to be positive. Then I'm going to look for the total. Summation x. Also look for the total here, summation y. So guys, if we add this with summation x, horizontal summation to be 2803.04, and the vertical summation, we add this with this, we're going to get our horizontal summation to be 2095.94. So we can get our resultant by using the formula square root summation x square plus summation y square. So our summation x is this square plus summation y is this square. So our resultant will be 3,500 meter. Y also, to get our direction, our angle, that will be tan inverse summation y over summation x. That will be tan inverse this over this, and that's equals to what? 36.79 degree. So let's look at the last example, guys. So guys, in this last example, the question says that a car is driven in a distance of 50 meter eastwards, then northward for 30 meter, and then 25 meter in the direction of 30 degree east of north. Draw the vector diagram and determine the total displacement of the car from its starting point. So guys, just write solution, and now let's draw the Cartesian point like this. Now, the first thing given to us in the question is that a car is driven in a distance of 50 meter eastward. You know this is north, this is east, this is west, this is south. Since it is driven 50 meter eastward, this simply means that it goes through the east. So this simply means that it goes through the east. So through the east, along the east, that is what the eastward means. And that is 50 meters. So this means that this is what? 50 meter. And it also says that it goes for then northward for 30 minutes for 30 meters. This means that it also go directly up through the north. It also goes through the north for 30 meter. So, and they finally says that it's then 25 meter in the direction of 30 degree east of north. 30 degree east of north. This simply means that this 30 degree is found between the east and the north. So this simply means the angle will be between this. So 25 meter east of north. This simply means this is 25 meter east of north. 30 degree east of north. You will now turn this 30 degree east of north. You are going to change it to 30 degree east from north. This simply means that this 30 degree is coming from where? It's coming from north. So that simply means that here will be what? 30 degree. Since this 30 degree is coming from north, so this how you are going to what? This is how you are going to write it. Now guys, after we've drawn the diagram, we will now start applying the rules, the steps in solving this. The first step is that we should indicate the positive axis and the negative axis. So this will be positive x-axis, positive y-axis, positive x-axis, negative y-axis, negative x-axis. So we are going to indicate that. So after we've indicated that, the next thing we are now going to do is that we are going to convert all angles to the horizontal. Now let's look at this. How many angles do we have here? We only have one angle here. And the angle we have here is what? 30 degree. Now, this 30 degree, is it to the horizontal or to the vertical? You are going to see that this 30 degree is to the what? Vertical. So, since this 30 degree is to the vertical, you are going to convert that 30 degree to the what? To the horizontal. And don't forget that whenever you want to convert an angle to the horizontal, what are you to do? Just minus that angle from what? 90. So, we are going to convert this 30 degree to the horizontal. So, 90 minus 30 will give us what? 60. So, this will give us this. We are going to clean this. So, we've done that. So, after we've done this, then we are going to resolve. By so doing, we are going to draw this. This is the forces. This is the horizontal direction. This is the vertical direction. So guys, we are going to resolve to the horizontal direction and the vertical direction. We are going to resolve this 30 meter to the horizontal direction and also to the vertical direction. Now, don't forget that this 30 meter is going upward. It's going towards the north. So this 30 meter only has upward direction. It does not have any vertical direction. So, sorry, it only has upward vertical direction. It does not have any horizontal direction because it is going through the north. It is going upward only. And it is going in direction of what? Plus upward. So we are going to say that this 30 meter has no horizontal direction, so it will be 0. But it has a vertical direction. It is going through the north only. That is plus 30. Okay? We will also consider the 25 meter. This 25 meter can either be resolved to the horizontal or we resolve it to the vertical. If I'm resolving this 25 meter to the horizontal, I'm going to be resolving it to the plus horizontal. So I'm going to put plus here. Then I will write 25. So when I'm resolving to the horizontal, I'm going to be taking the cos. Then I'm going to write cos. Now, what is the angle for this 25 meter? That is what? 60. Cos 60 degree. I will do the same for the vertical. I'm going to convert it to the vertical direction. It is going to the plus 25. While resolving to the vertical, we are going to be doing what? Sine, taking sine. 25 sine. The angle is still what? 60 degree. And finally, I'm going to consider the 50 meter. You also see that this 50 meter is moving towards the east direction. It is moving horizontally towards the east. It does not have any vertical direction. So this 50 meter has only horizontal direction to be what? Plus 50. Plus 50. So the vertical direction is what? 0. It does not have any vertical direction. Then we are going to look for the total. We are going to look for the summation x. Also look for the summation y. So guys, if we add all this together, we are going to get our summation x. The summation of horizontal direction to be plus 62.5, and the vertical direction should be, addition of everything will give us plus 51.7. So I can write my vector diagram, the resultant. I can write it as this. I can write it as 62.5i plus 51.7j. 51.7j. The reason why I'm writing 52.5i is because don't forget that I direction specify the what? I unit vector specify x direction. Why this j unit vector? The j unit vector specify y direction. That is the reason why I can write my result to be 62.5i 51.7j. Then I can look for the total resultant to be square root 62.25 square plus 61.7 square. It will give me what? 81.1 meter. So this is now the resultant is what? 81.1 meter. Why the angle can be tan inverse summation y over summation x? Right? Because tan inverse 51.7 over 62.5, and that's what? 39.6 degree. Thank you guys for watching.